We are back. Hello, everyone. I have missed you so very much. I can't believe we didn't have a stream for a whole week. That was grim. But we're back. We're here. We're ready to forge ahead. We have a lot of cool stuff to do today. I don't know if you read the description, but the idea behind today's stream is all about world building and specifically about fleshing out the different regions in our little world. I have a lot of stuff to show you that I've been working on. Maybe you've seen some of it. But I don't know. First, before I start blabbing on, how is everyone? Did you have a good streamcation? I was in Montreal myself. That's why there was no stream last week, and it was very hot. But I got to order in French at restaurants and things, and I didn't get the English switch over, which is always a nice thing to see. So I felt like I still got it to some degree anyway. So that was a lot of fun. I went through a bunch of used bookstores. Oh, I got to show you the haul. I'm going to show you the haul. 1 second. Okay, so if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen this already, but check it out. I got SPE. This is Chomsky and Halley 1968, better known as SPE, the sound pattern of English. Ooh. This is an absolute classic. If you are not familiar with it, it is the kind of big milestone book in generative phonology from the late 60s that sort of outlined the formalism that we often use when doing phonology, at least until the 90s for the most part. So very key book, very crucial. It actually is a very ambitious book. It attempts to provide a general phonology of the English language. You don't see so many books like that anymore. So yeah, good book, very exciting. And yeah, so SPE, that's the one thing. And then I found this, which I don't know, it's got a cover on it, so it's a bit hard to see. Which my knowledge of the history of Indo-European linguistics is not as extensive as my knowledge of the history of generative phonology. So all I know is that we have a good book here. Which I've not yet read, and I'm excited to dive into at some point. And again, practice some more French. Okay. So anyway, that's my haul. I don't know about you. Whenever I go to a new city, I want to check out the used bookstore. I feel like the used bookstores in a city tell you a lot about what the character of that city is. And in Montreal, I was very, very favorably impressed by the character of the bookstores. Not only the quantity, there were many, but also the quality, because there was one bookstore who had as its purview exclusively philosophy. So you go in and there's a bookstore that's just philosophy. And if you want other things, there's the door, because this is a philosophy bookstore. So yeah, very impressed. And another cool thing is because you're getting access to the whole sort of French language publishing industry, you get to see things you don't normally see. I think it's a trap that English speakers can fall into. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but you can think, well, if it's out there, it must have been translated into English or will soon be translated into English. And that's absolutely not the case. There are certain fields that are just, only a very small proportion of the material makes it into English. There are certain perspectives that you don't see very much of in English that you do say in Spanish or French or, Japanese or what have you. And yeah, it's very cool. Very cool. You get a different slice of intellectual life. So yeah, that's my little, the food was also really good. But anyway, you don't want to hear about all this mundane nonsense. We want to do some world building today. So, yeah, Quain putting in that Chinese linguistics papers are 90% not translated into English. So if you're interested in this stuff and you don't speak that language, you're really missing out on a huge swath of good stuff. All right, so I'm going to scoot in to the YouTube mode, and I'll show you sort of what we're doing. I'll do my little show and tell of the stuff I've been working on my trip. Some of you may have seen it if you're on the Discord. If you're not on the Discord, go check it out. But otherwise, I'm going to jump right in, and we'll do a little intro bit. Right. Windows aligned. Okay, here we go. YouTube, welcome back. Today is a big world building day. We are going to be doing, we're going to be fleshing out some of the regions of this world. So we've looked at continents. We've got a sketch of the climate zones now, and we're starting to place our languages and starting to see what each of these little regions is like. And to help us do this, we're going to use the tool called a mood board. We're going to make a mood board for all of our little regions. We're going to go through real world analogs to the different climate zones and find cool, pretty pictures and stack them up all onto a mood board. I don't know what else to call it. And so we can get a sense of the vibe of each place. And as we do this, hopefully we can start to name some of these regions. We only have a name for one region, which is Eustamia, the fragrant coast. So we need to name some more of these regions. So we don't have to talk about, it's the western hot steppe region in the west coast of continent A. We can just have a name for it. So we'll start to do that. Very much interested in your input and inspiration on all of these things, so I'll be watching the chat as much as possible. But I think without further ado, we can jump into the side webcam. And there it is. Okay. So I'm going to show you something cool. I don't know if you've seen this before, which is we now have a wiki for the world. I've called it the Borealverse. Working title, but I think it's kind of cool. And if you want, you can go see this yourself. The URL, I don't know if you can see it very easily there, but it's world.colingorrie.com. So it's my website, but just with world in front of it. And it's still a bit sketchy, at the time, as of the time being, I don't know, for now. But we have a few little things. We have a geography page, which has Majahadra's excellent work in coming up with the climate zones. And we have a little reference here. We have stuff on the currents and wind direction. Let's see what else we have. We have the different, we have a page for each continent. So we can look continent A, and you can look at all the different regions in continent A. There's even there are even pages for some of the language families. Satonic has a page, but it's empty so far. And yeah, we can forge ahead with this. And as you know, this world, well, I don't know, as you know, maybe I shouldn't say as you know, but this world is meant to be something that's open and collaborative. So if you have ideas, they're welcome in the chat. We're still scrappy. We're still young at this point. So we'll go through the process of collecting things and canonizing them together, and yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. All right. So, Echo, all the regions are called owl in different languages. Oh, I like that. Okay. All right, so there's some questions about the climate map. Yeah. So I don't know a lot about climate. I'm relying on the wisdom of the community there. So if you have some suggestions or comments or feedback, please do feel free. Probably the Discord, we have a little channel in the Discord for the Borealverse. That's probably the easiest place to do it, so it doesn't get lost. Super. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these zones, specifically the ones where the languages we worked on the most are spoken. Okay, so we have let's actually go down here because we have another little image here. So Eustamia is going to be spoken in this kind of northwestern coast on this continent here, which is continent E. Lenadhylif is spoken on this southwestern coast. So I think it would be cool to get to know these regions and sort of what they look like, more or less. So to do this, I'm going to, well, we have to consult a climate map of Earth. And I think that's our first step. So let's find a good map of Earth. Let's see what we got. Wikipedia is here to help us. Okay, so the colors are more or less the same, although we're using a sort of a simplified version. Maybe I'll put this over here. That looks a little odd. There we go. All right, so we can start to look and see what our zones are like. And I have a little Figma open here that we can use to just drop photos on. Oh, galactic sand. Call one of the archipelagos. Now, is that an H muet or an H aspiré? I don't remember. Is it les hiboux or les hiboux? Chouette. Yeah, we can phonologically adapt that. I'm going to put that in. Where are our archipelagos? So we have one here in Lenadhylif land. So that could be a candidate. We also have these ones which are in the more Sakrat speaking area. These two archipelagos here. And then we have this one which we know very little about. So that's going to be fun to explore. Right. Okay. So let's look at this northern coast here, which is, if I'm not mistaken, an oceanic climate. So let's look at oceanic climates on Earth. There we go. My color matching game is on point today. Galactic sand. It's a Germanic loan, so les hiboux. Very nice. Echo's asking if the agriculture info from the Discord is going to be used. Yes, it is. We are actually planning a steering meeting regarding the agricultural info later this week, so we'll be incorporating that as well. I don't aim to make too many decisions about things today. What I want to do is flesh things out and make things a little more real and a little more visual. So we're going to keep things still somewhat, no big decisions today. I want to make sure to get in all that information from the agricultural project that Ship has been working on. Okay. We're steering the ship, that's right. Or maybe the ship is steering us. Cuneiform name asks, are there going to be any more land masses? Because if the world's roughly the same size as Earth, which I think it is, we don't have actually a lot of land area. We have sort of a more or less small fraction of Earth's land area. And yes, there probably will be a second set of land masses on the other side of the world that we know nothing about yet. So that's going to be something fun to explore. The idea behind this second set of land masses is, at the current level of technology, there's no way for there's been no way yet discovered to circumnavigate the globe. So whatever's going on there is its own complete different story. Yeah, most likely a southern hemisphere. Okay. Well, we have Ship here, so if there's any agricultural input that comes up, like what kind of crop we need, hopefully you can jump in and just tell us what you've come up with. Okay, so we're looking at the oceanic climate here in this little zone, and this is more or less Eustamia. the fragrant coast. The question of why it's called the fragrant coast is still an outstanding one. We've had a lot of suggestions, ranging from flowers, the stench of rotting fish on the shore, a freshwater river. I don't know if we've finally made up our mind. Maybe it's something that we'll never make our mind up about. It's like you never see Maris on Frasier. You know, it's just an eternal mystery. Okay. So, oceanic climate. So let's take a look at some of these regions where we have oceanic climates. Mostly Western Europe. So let's see what we can take inspiration from. Let's use Wikimedia Commons to get some good Creative Commons pictures or some public domain stuff. We'll see. Let's look at the featured pictures, and let's see if we can, I don't know if we can filter this way, but let's see Galicia. Do we have any good images here? Okay. We do. So we're looking at some potential inspiration for Eustamia, and we are going through some of these example settings in Western Europe in this case, and we're going to start to make a mood board. So I'd like to steer clear, if possible, of a lot of human structures, because I don't want us to recreate the same kind of architecture in the same climate zone necessarily. But I'm trying to figure out featured picture, quality image, or valued image. Do you know which is the better? Which is considered the better one? Maybe we can just decide based on what we think. I think featured picture is probably the nicer kind. So is there anything that's just nature here? Yeah, this works. And let's see if we can just put this in. Cool. So this will be, we'll call this slide Eustamia, Oceanic. And what continent is Eustamia on? Let's just remind ourselves. Let's just remind ourselves that it's on continent E. So we'll give us the little, we'll say E Oceanic. That might be a bit hard to see. I apologize. I don't think there's a way of, yeah, it stays small. So Eustamia E Oceanic. And let's just take a little thing here to, if we need to credit the photographer, we'll keep the link so we can do so. Okay, what else do we have? I really need to look back at chat. Some cool stuff's been going on. Righty. I am... Oh, okay. So I see a comment from, or a question from Quanti. My favorite writing system. Oh, that's really tough to say. That's a very tough to say. I don't know that I have a favorite off the top of my head. I think that there are many, many beautiful ones. I think some of the Central Asian writing systems like Mongolian, Manchu, those are extremely beautiful, although I don't know them. I also like Pagspa, which I think is cool too. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I probably am not, given that it's Tibetan, I think. But nevertheless, I mean, look at this. This is, look at this. This is beautiful. Let's see if we can see any other, like, look at these. So maybe, I guess this is my answer. I mean, look at this. This is so beautiful. Anyway. Okay. Colin, Focus Challenge 2022, rated impossible. Let's see what else we can do. So, well, we've given Galicia 1. Let's take something else. Let's take Brittany. Let's see if we can take... Ah, there we go. How do we get this open? More details. There we go. Look at this. This is beautiful. Let's take the link here. And let's copy the image, put it into our inspiration. Look at this. This is looking nice. Okay, yeah, Jack. London, Berlin, Southern Iceland have also have an oceanic climate. Let's see. Let's see if we can just take something from each of these zones. So why don't we look for... Let's look for England. I'm trying to avoid cities because I don't want to bias us in terms of buildings. Let's see. Some of these are very beautiful. We may get a road in one of them. I think that's probably okay. No, wait, I saw something. Look at this. I mean, we do have a little stone bridge here and a road, but I think that's fine. So where... Oceanic. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Okay. In you go. Yeah, well, we'll just let things overlap. For now, we can move them around to be pleasing. Maybe that's a job for someone with more skills than I have. Lucy. Baggy point. All right, let's do it. Oh my goodness. Oh, good suggestion. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's get this in. And let's get a, oops, that's not right. No higher resolution available. Okay, fine. Copy image link. In you go. Oh, that didn't work. Ah, I said copy image link. Look at this. Is Baggy Point in New Zealand? That's cool. Yorkshire Dales? Okay. This is good. So when you think of this is the place where all these Eustamia speakers are. So let that percolate in your mind. Yorkshire Dales. Okay, this is just unfair. Look at this. How can anyone compete? Let's put this in as well. This frame has no chance. No chance whatsoever. Okay. All right. What else do we have? New Zealand mountain. Right, yeah, because if we look, you saw me, it does back onto this mountain range. So let's go back and let's see. I don't know, does the search work that way in here? Yeah. Okay. Again, look at this. This is amazing. I don't know about you, but this is really helping solidify in my mind what these places that we're making look like. The Biraiverse lives. Let's see if we can. How are we going to put this in here? Everything is horizontal. The absolute best part of all of my streams is my inability to use graphical user interfaces. I think that's got to become something of a meme by now. Cool. Look at this. Okay. Let's get one or two more. And what else do we see? Scottish Highlands. Liechtenstein. All right, let's get one of each. Oh, I mean, this one I have seen in person. This is just it. Look at this. In you go. Send it back. Okay. This is looking nice. Let's just make this a bit bigger, and I think we got it. Oh, I wanted to see that Liechtenstein. We'll find a spot. Do we know what region this castle is in? Maybe this will... Bavaria? Does this extend? I think that might be a little too far south for Oceanic. Unknown. Unknown as of yet. Well, let's see if we can find something in maybe Denmark. So that we... Here's a nice beach. And let's get the image. There we go. Oh, look at this. How many times have I said look at this in this stream so far? No one can really say. This is beautiful. No. Yes. All right. Sorry for the dead air. I just... I am trying to... There we go. All right. Justamia. How do we think? I think it's a good time to put in a break anyway. See you, Lorem. Yeah, let's put in a little break. YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. Check this. Like, look at this is kind of nice. Isn't this nice? This is nice. Let's zoom in. This is the fragrant coast. Beautiful. All right. Well, YouTube, thank you very much for joining us today. Where's my mouse? There it is. Thank you so much for joining us today. Come back and we'll build this world up, you know, brick by brick. That's what we're doing here. So if you have not, do check out the Discord. The link is in the description if you want to have input on how this world develops. And I just want to say a quick thank you to our amazing patrons for making this possible. Otherwise, we will see you back next time. Right. Okay. Friends. Chat. How are we doing? What are we going to do next? Let's take this interim break in between the segments to plan our next move. I'm really excited about this. Look at this. This feels like a real place now. So what I'm going to do is we'll take this, we'll apply some artistry to it to make it look not so, and we'll put this on the wiki. So in the, let's see. So you'll see content E has a little description. We're going to start, you know, building this out more and more, and little pages for each of the different regions and things. Yeah, we're not going to stop. Okay. Sutton has made some vocabulary for Satonic that could be used here. Okay. All right. Want to put it in the chat? Or you can put it in the Satonic sheet if you want. Yeah. Put it in the Satonic sheet, why don't you? And then we'll take a look at it. Right. Other questions. Sheikh Ibn Marid asks, any cultural world building? Some very small amounts so far, but that has that's been awaiting our more fully developing the climate, the subsistence patterns, and things like that. We have some knowledge of this, but not too much yet. So we will be doing that as we go. Quay and Lenadilef. Yeah, I think that's probably the best guess. Logan's asking, how big is this planet? Oh, I'll have to refer you to Majahadra for that calculation. Although, roughly speaking, I think it's Earth-sized, the planet. So if, you know, we're outside of my my jurisdiction here, calculating that. All right. Okay, so we've done Eustamia. Let me duplicate this. And we are going to call this, we don't know what it's called yet, but it's the Mediterranean zone spoken in continent E. We're going to delete all this. And that's, okay, that's our plan. So I will go back and get ready for what? Why does it keep doing this to me? Okay. I'm going to just move these awesome books out of the way too. All right, let's get started. Going back to the full screen, we're going to welcome back YouTube, and we're going to look at where Lenadilef is spoken. Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. Last time in this series, this World Build With Me series, we fleshed out the area in which our Conlang Eustamia call is spoken. It's an oceanic climate, so it's very similar to northwestern Europe. Now we are going to go over to a very beautiful place. Really recommend visiting it. And now we are going to work on another zone. Here we go. And if we look at our continent E, we've gone from here. This is Eustamia, the fragrant coast, and we are going down to Mediterranean climates. Right. Quayne says, we should start with something like roads. Okay, so what we've been doing, we've been looking at featured pictures on include them. I don't know how to do that in real time, but yeah, let's talk. Okay, so we have a few Mediterranean zones actually. I just want to stop and where is it there? We have a Western Mediterranean zone here and an Eastern Mediterranean zone. So I don't know if we want to make these different in any way. We also have, if we look at the world as a whole, we have another Mediterranean zone on this continent. So maybe we could do some kind of, I don't know, we could take the inspiration from one of these zones from one place on Earth and the inspiration for another zone from another place. Like maybe this southwestern continent's Mediterranean zone could be Californian, or southwestern Australia. I see May I Intervene is giving us some good suggestions here. And then we could use the actual Mediterranean for the inspiration picks for this zone. Maybe that's what we'll do. Okay, Ship's got something. Ship, thank you very much. The continent A Mediterranean zone was modeled on the Maghreb region of North Africa. Okay, so let's go. Maybe we'll use this Mediterranean zone as inspired by Australia. Okay, so let's take our roads pick to begin with. Gotta make sure that we can credit the photographer here. There we go. And let's copy the image. There's a good start. We've also seen some Sardinia. Let's get some more pics. Gotta get those featured pictures. I mean, we can definitely use one of these desert pics for some of the other zones on this continent. I picked the least roads of roads. Can't win. Trying to find a picture of Morocco that's a little more coastal. Maybe like this. Oh no, that's Ethiopia. I don't know why it's coming up under the search for Morocco. That's strange. This is Moscow. Okay, well the tagging leaves something to be desired. Up in the mountains, not exactly what we want. Let's look at Sardinia. Sardinia. Do we have maybe a quality image that we could use? Some of these images are not. They're not all that in a bag of potato chips. So our criteria, as we said last episode, we're looking for things that don't include a lot of human habitations or structures. Maybe this could work. That's kind of nice. Copy image. Over here you go. That's a big image. I probably should have gotten a smaller one. No time for that. Into the mood board you go. Okay. All right. Oops. reopen that closed tab, will you? Let's go through some more suggestions. Let's get some features, pictures, if at all possible. Yeah, so some of these are beautiful. Look at this. Los gigantes. Now the topography, I'm not sure if we've made many decisions about this. But I think we can safely put in a picture like this. I'm sure it'll find some sort of a home in this region. Maybe I need to get the smaller one. Copy image. Oh, yeah, that's a bit big. There we go. Maybe put that here. What else? Oh yeah, I need the link for this. Great. Yeah, more specific than Morocco. That's probably wise. Otranto. I'm reminded of the classic Gothic romance, Castle of Otranto. I can't hear that name and not think of that. It's a very weird book, incidentally, if you've not read it. At the very start, here's quick story time. At the very start of the Castle of Otranto, a large helmet falls down from the sky for a reason that I haven't been able to discern. Although, of course, I didn't get too far into the book because I was still puzzling over that helmet, and I fell asleep. So, yeah, tragic. But anyway, yeah, interesting book. Okay. So Otranto doesn't give us anything. What about Puglia? These are beautiful. Ship, what do you say? Is this the kind of cultivated land that we might see in this region? Oh, Logan, you've read it too. So you've gone farther than I have. I got very, very confused by that first bit. It wasn't really this helmet that confused me. There was some other stuff. Okay, copy image. Hopefully, yeah. If ship's around, let me know if this kind of cultivation is in line with what you were thinking. So it's not all rocky outcroppings on the coast. Something like that. Okay. So we can, squint your eyes a bit and it'll work. Let's see. I'm just taking some things from the chat here. I don't even know where some of these things are. Taormina. We have a city there, but it's quite a beautiful picture. Yeah, we need to get some without buildings, don't we? Well, maybe I can just crop this. Let's put that in. Oh, Taormina is in Sicily. I didn't stick around Otranto long enough to get the explanation for the helmet. Maybe I need to stick it out. This is an absurdly large image. That's fine. I wish I could convince it that I'm not trying to rotate things virtually ever. That's pretty. We can bring this to front and we can just cover okay, we can cover the buildings. What else? Central Chile. Central Chile. What would be a place name I could Google? I don't know Chilean geography well enough. Central Valley of California. That we can do. Oops. Featured picture. Is Yosemite in that? I don't know. My American geography is not that good either. I wish it would tell you the climate zone. Mariposa. Yosemite is not. Okay, capital not. So we won't use that. Look at this. Oh, okay. Focus. Focus, focus, focus. So not Yosemite. We don't have much. Maybe I just Central Valley. No, I'm not seeing much here. Let's see if we have some more. Stockton, Fresno, Sacramento. Okay. Sacramento. 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 It's an interesting. A lot of birds. Let's see. Stockton? Is that what you said as well? Fresno? Not a lot of pretty pictures taken there, at least on Wikimedia. Aconcagua Valley. Maybe we need to lower our bar for quality. That's Austria. That's incorrect. What's our mountain situation in this region? I don't think we have very high mountains. That's one thing. Because the mountains are on this continent are mainly on the eastern coast. So I'm hesitant to put in inspiration that has these, Andean mountains. Okay, I know we've got Santiago. Let's see, any assessment, any at all. Yeah, a lot of urban stuff. Maybe this could be a view from the mainland to this archipelago. I don't know if the distances work out. Provence. Okay, yeah, this is working. This is working for me. Let's go back down to our credits list. And let's take this image. That's getting pretty. I think we just need one more. One more or so. Costa del Sol. And let's see if we have anything good. Oh my goodness. Well, that's not exactly... that's Iceland, but close enough, I guess. No. Estonia? Why are we getting this for Costa del Sol? That's bizarre. Monte Alegre? Any assessment at all? No. Some people need to go around and take more pictures in these places. Let's see. Let me just look at the map then. Maybe we could get something in like southeastern Turkey. Let's see. What would be the search term here? Geography challenge. Geography. Adana. Featured picture. Oh, that's a good idea. Mediterranean. Hello. Why did I think of that? Mediterranean. Yeah. This is nice. Could use this. Put this in our credits doc, and then here we go. Okay. Nope, I did the link again. Silly me. Okay. Chat, what do you think? This is where the Linguistic speakers live. Sauten's asking, where is this in the Birai verse? Right here. This region. So map in your mind this region. Looks like this. And this region looks like this. Kind of cool. All right, let's put in a little break here for YouTube. And let's come back soon. YouTube, thank you for joining us again. Good work today. I think we collaborated very well in making a very pretty part of the world. The Birai Mediterranean. So we will have some work cut out for us. We need to come up with a name for this region, probably in Lenadilif. So that's something we can think about. And I guess we'll do that next time. So come back soon, and we'll see you then. Okay. Yeah. So let's do some place names. Okay, I'm going to take a massive drink, so I'm going to just... Yeah, no one needs to hear that. So, let's do some names. Let's do one more. Maybe we'll do some names, and then we can do one more region. I see a suggestion in the chat from Xenomorph to do a cold and misty coniferous sort of environment. Where would that be? Let's take a look at what we have. I'll show you. So, zoom this. So this is the Biodiverse wiki. If you have not seen it, it is at world.colingorrie.com, and it is available for everyone. It's actually open source, so if you want to add something, and you're the kind of person who, codes and is comfortable with Git, you can make a PR and we can talk about it on stream. And if you're not the kind of person who does that, then just talk to me about it and we can figure it out. Okay, so we have the little Biodiverse wiki here. We have, one of the cool things about this is that you can sort of, there we go, continent B. North of continent B. Look at Quain, Majahadra, and Ship Combo all saying north of continent B. This region here. So we can work on that, and then we can do some names. So what I'll task you, chat, with coming up with some inspiration for names. I think it's much more fun when multiple unrelated people come up with ideas for names, because that's kind of more like how the world works. If there's one person saying, fragrant coast, sunny hill, red mountain, it kind of gets a bit samey. So I will call on the hive mind. Okay. So yeah, let's do that first. Let's do our third mood board. And this is the I think Boreal. Is that the name of the zone? Yeah, there's a little bit of it on continent E as well. So, all right, that's our plan. So we'll go in, we'll welcome YouTube back, we'll do some B Boreal, then we'll come up with some place names. So I am going to I am going to go here, briefly change around some windows. Don't mind me. Preparing. Okay. Let's go back to our climate zones. Look at me. I'm really doing it. So DF. What did we call this? I got to get back to the Boreal. Subarctic? Is that the official name? Yes, subarctic, subpolar, boreal, all the same apparently. Northern Ontario. Somewhere that I... Actually, if we look... Oh, sorry, you're not seeing this. It would have to be like really northern. Like Thunder Bay or something. Okay. Oh, you can't see it because my thing's in the way. That doesn't matter. Okay, let's welcome YouTube back and we'll get started on this. YouTube, welcome back. We are going to do our third mood board. We are going to work on a boreal sort of subarctic climate on a different continent. We actually don't have a language for this region yet, although to let you in on a little secret, we have been plotting. Some members of the community have been plotting about this language family and what might be spoken there. Well, we'll hear more about that later. But welcome. We're about to get started. If you haven't seen the other mood boards we've done, well, you could go watch those videos, or I could just show you now, because you can also watch those videos. But let's go back into the side of webcam, and you can see. I'll just put up both so you can see. So here we go. This region here, this green region here, is called Eustamia, the fragrant coast, and this is what it looks like. So it is an oceanic climate, so very similar to northwestern Europe. And so we've taken some pictures from those regions as inspiration to give you an idea of what this looks like. Our second region that we looked at is this region here, this yellow region in the southwest of this continent. This is where the speakers of Lenadilif live. We don't know what this region is called yet, although I think we'll have some ideas, courtesy of the chat before too long. And that's what we worked on second. So our third mood board is going to be for this northern region here. So we need to take a look at some of the more northerly regions of our planet, the subarctic climate zone, and also known as subpolar or boreal. Let's get this all on screen. And yeah, let's go look at some pictures, some pretty pictures. So we've been using Wikimedia Commons to do this. We've been going through and searching and making sure we found the nice featured pictures. Okay, so let's see. So let's look at, see Northern Ontario, what they have for us. Featured picture. Nothing. What about Canadian Shield? Nothing? Really? Yukon? There we go. So most of the Yukon in this region up here is going to be this type. So let's find a nice image. That's pretty. Inspiration pick number 1 for this region. Okay. Oops. Copy image. Paste. Ooh, I like that. Okay, next. What's another good region? Sakha Republic. Let's see what it has for us. Oh, yeah. That's very interesting, although that's not probably what we want. This is a nice picture. In you go. We're starting to see what this part of the world is like. Oh, that came out really small. I guess we'll just need some more pictures. Is this Härjedalen? Ooh, look at this. Look at this. That's pretty. Stay on page so that we can get the link, and then copy this. Oh yeah. This is what they call the good stuff. And I saw a request for snow. Central Iceland. Central Iceland. Yeah, it's hard. I don't think it'll give us anything if we put in Central Iceland. I could put in Iceland. See what... There must be some really nice pictures of Iceland. So let's see. Yeah, we need some snow. Let's give us some snow. Is this going to be the right part of Iceland? That looks central-ish, right? Oh, you can't see it because of my face. I'll just pull it down here. I think that counts. So let's take this in. Give credit to the photographer when we publish this. And let's copy the image. Let's send that a bit back. What am I trying to do here? I feel like this tiling this is a challenge of its own. Snowy waterfall, North Siberia. Yeah, let's see if we can find some. Look, there's a lot for us to work with here. I think if we just put in Siberia, that should do it. Siberia, find me a pretty picture, please. Oh my goodness. Where are the mountains once again? Oh, we do have some mountains in here, so... This could work. Oh. Yeah, this is nice. Look at this. Lucy, when we do these videos up, you should have a little counter when I say, look at this. It should be like a ding. Yeah, Colin, no, that's going to take a lot of work. We're not going to do that. Okay, let's see what else we have. Copy image, put it in here. Look at this. Heavens to Murgatroyd, this is beautiful. I don't even know. I don't want to sacrifice any aspect of this. There we go. Oh, there we go. We get more room. Look at this. Okay. Oh, Alaska. Okay, Alaska. Let's see what part of Alaska. Yeah, basically all of it, right? So let's, except for this little bit. Oops. Nope, that's the wrong search bar. Alaska. Oh, goodness gracious. Is this in the... Yep, this is in the right zone. Look at this. These... Can I just point out, these kinds of dead... These kind of marshy dead forests really remind me of going up to Muskoka as a kid. Which I don't believe is in this climate zone, but you would always pass them on the road. You would see these sort of swampy areas with all sorts of dead trees in them. Absolutely beautiful. But stark and kind of, but also, copy image. Let's get this in the doc. I think I copied a big image. Oops, sorry. Copy image. Let's be nice to Figma. Let's not give it such an enormous image. There we go. And we need one more or so. Although I need to make sure we give credit where credit is due for this image. Okay. And let's see if we can get... Now, my modern Scandinavian language pronunciation is not a thing. So would someone who has knowledge of these matters kindly IPA for me how you would pronounce this? Is it Volgan? O? Is this like an open O? Inquiring minds want to know. This is nice. Okay. Copy this. There we go. How about that for a mood board? So this is the Boreal region of continent B, aka here. Oh, it's like Volgen. Cool. All right. That took much less time than I'd expected, so I think we can probably do one more region before we move on to the naming portion. So let's do that. I don't know why that was so quick. Mediterranean was a lot harder. So let's duplicate this. Get rid of all this stuff. Ba-ba-da-ba. And what are we going to do next? So to refresh us, we have done so far, this region here, this region here, and this region here. Oh, the Birai zone. Okay. Yes. Let's do the Birai zone. So the Birai zone is this red zone. It is a desert. This is going to be awesome. Colin tries to remember what continent this is. Nope, it's not C, it's A. Continent A. So we're going to call this A desert. Okay. This is going to be interesting. So let's open up our BWH climate zone. Oh, let me click on it, you fiends. You villains. Okay. So, hot desert climates. We have a big interior here with a desert. Which real-world desert zone shall we use for inspiration? Majahadra is saying all the pics for the desert are going to look the same. Well, that's not totally true, is it? Like the Atacama Desert in Chile doesn't look like the Sahara. Not that I would use the Atacama for this one, but there's some desert diversity. Let's go back to those Morocco pics. I think that we had some nice desert representation here. Yeah, look at this. We got to use this. This is classic. So I think for the largest desert on this world, we should match it up with the largest desert on our world. And then we can maybe use like the Sonoran Desert, or the South American coastal desert, or the Australian desert in other regions. Because we have what? I don't know why it's telling me, it's showing me pictures here. I don't know what's going on. Okay. We only have two deserts. We have this desert and then this desert on the side. Tough. Okay. Let's take a few. This is a big region, so maybe it'll look a bit different in different places, not just straight sand dunes from one end to the other. So let's get a bit of diversity of vibes, if you will. But let's get this one in. So a desert. And never take the large one. Colin, have you learned nothing? Leave page, copy image. In you go to Figma. And it's got portrait orientation. This makes the mood board so much more, dynamic. Okay. All right, so what else do we have? Heard some calls for Namibia. Oh yeah, this is cool. Look at this. Get this in. Atlas Mountains. Let's get some pics of the Atlas Mountains. Well, that didn't work as intended. The high Atlas Mountains. Some of these don't look that. This must be the other side, the lush side. Let me look up these Atlas Mountains to see, because there's some controversy in the chat about whether they are indeed part of the desert. Well, I guess it depends on where you are in them. If you're on the south side, yes. If you're on the north side, no. Let's see, what climate zone are we dealing with there? Oh, we're dealing with this pink thing. But I like this picture, so we can include it. Copy image link. There are, oh, no, it's never the link, Colin. That's the key. It's just the image. And yeah, we can put this down here maybe. Ah, Siwa Oasis. Okay, where's water? Siwa Oasis. Let's see what we have. Ooh. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Let's find some of these. This looks kind of cool. Wish we had a slightly better picture. I guess this will do. Copy image. In you go. All of these need to be. And then let's just get rid of the structures. We can put these down. Maybe make this a little bit bigger. Then we have I was quick enough. That was a sneeze. That was a legitimate sneeze. Okay. All right. I'll be back 1 second. I didn't even give it time to beat eye. Okay, speaking of beat eye, let's scoot back here. Arabian Desert. Leave the page, why don't you? This is kind of cool. Let's see if there are any cool pictures that they want to show us. Nah. Quality image. Valued image. I mean, yeah, it's a desert. Take one of these, copy. I think we have room for one more kind of panoramic shot. All right, let's see. Let's see what we can do. What's another desert we can use? Wakachina Oasis. Hey, I've been here. I've been here. That's cool. I thought, hey, that name sounds familiar, and then I looked it up and I was like, wait a second, I've definitely been here. Yeah, I was there in like January 2020. Let's take this and let's copy the image. I see the call in the chat for Australian representation. The call will not be ignored. That's just too pretty. This is kind of meh as a picture, I think, but we can put it here. And then let's get something Australian. What would be the key search term here? Australia is probably a bit broad. That could work, I guess. That's Algeria. Close enough. No. The outback. That's strange. Okay, yeah, this is what we were looking for. So let's, oops. Let's see if we can fit all of this in. Right. I want to get that skyline. Maybe if we let Ika be a little bit less prominent, we can grow this up to be center back. There you go. Great. Okay, something like that. So, hey, deserts. So this is where our Birai speakers live. Now, I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to do some names, and I'm going to look over the chat and see what you've come up with, because I know I've seen some cool things come up over the past 20 minutes or so. So, back here, thank you, YouTube, for joining us. We will be back soon with another world building episode, but until then, we will see you next time. Okay. Forgot to say stretch and hydrate, but it's so important. It's just so important. Okay. So we have 4 kind of mood boards for 4 regions. I think it's now time for us to start doing some place names. So if you have inspiration for a place name, put it in the chat and I will assemble it, and then we'll start to put them in different places. So I'll welcome back YouTube and we'll get started. Nope, that's not it. Yeah. Okay. YouTube, welcome back. We have been making mood boards for different regions. We've been having a great time. What we're going to do now is take the combined power of the vibes that we've accumulated for these different regions and start naming some of them. Start coming up with some place names to populate this world with. So that's the plan. Chat is here with us. We're going to be doing it together. We got the hive mind here. I have to say, the hive mind is greater than any one mind. I've always said it. All right. So coming on into the side webcam, and let's review what we've done. Let's get this spanning the whole screen. No, actually, I don't think I want that, because I still need to show you the map. So we have, this is our world map so far, at least a map of the part of the world that we're using, the part of the world that we're exploring anyway. There may be more, we don't know yet. We have 5 continents. Actually, one is a subcontinent, but for historical reasons we call it 5 continents. And we've started to create mood boards for different regions. So here's our first region. This is Eustamia, the fragrant coast. This is where our Conlang Eustamia call is spoken. And this is what it looks like. It has an oceanic climate. And here's our mood board for it. Beautiful, beautiful place. Then we have this yellow region in the southwestern coast of this continent, which is where the Linguistic speakers live. And this is roughly what their home looks like. Another gorgeous place. Can't wait to visit. Then we have this boreal zone up here. We don't have the Conlang for this worked out yet, or much idea of the people who live there. But goodness gracious, do they live in a starkly beautiful, if not a little chilly, part of the world. And finally, we have the region inhabited by the speakers of Birai, everyone's favorite fan service Conlang. And this is this red zone in the interior of this continent here. And it is a desert. And so we have a variety of desert inspiration picks here. So that's what we've been working on. Now we are going to start assembling some names. So I'm just going to go down here. And I'm going to put down some ideas for names that the chat has come up with. And then we'll try and figure out where they will be placed in the world, and then we'll try and work out the Conlang aspect of them as well. Okay, so I'm going to scroll. It's not letting me scroll up. Okay, so I was hoping to be able to scroll up, but the software is not letting me go up beyond a few more minutes. Apologies for that. So if you've sent something in earlier, I'm going to have to review it after the stream. Alas, technology is not always on our side. So Sauten's posted a few names. Sauten, thank you. I'm going to just copy and paste what I see so far. Let's see, paste without formatting. All right, I guess I can't do that. Sauten's these are a few names from Sauten's Conlang. Mountain. Or is that a family? Place of fresh water, place of still water, place of bad water. So maybe, obviously we won't use the form here, but the inspiration of place of different kinds of water, that's kind of good. That's really cool. And then Xenomorph says that the Birai word for the ocean might be the water desert. That's kind of cool. Just going to copy all of this stuff down. I don't know why it insists on doing this weird formatting thing. Apologies. Whatever. Yeah, Control-Shift-V would be placed without formatting if it actually worked, but it doesn't. You know what? This is life, right? This is just how life works. Word for mountain could be Great Dune or Dune of Stone. That's cool. Paste without formatting, it gives me this. See? This is what I'm talking about. These actions are unavailable using the edit menus. Why? I don't know. Cool. Okay, Sutton's had some other ones here. That which is habitually cold, snow, natural barrier. This is great inspiration for us here. Just the word for field. The problem with doing place names is that place names are often very it's often not clear what they mean. They often come from substrate languages. There's been a lot of erosion going on. So, of course, in some languages you do have transparent place names, but often you don't. And so a lot of world building has to go on to make place names that sort of feel lived in. Far away as an exonym for North B. Oh, I like that. and Misty Peak for the northern tip of continent E. Oops. Cool. The pre-call languages. Still doing the sleeping due because the mountains don't shift. This is excellent. Sotten Umau Mike. What language is that? Misty Mess. I like that, Raven. Okay. Oh, that's mountain. Cool. Well, what I'll do is I'll take off the mountain forms because I don't want to accidentally absorb them. We'll discuss pre-call on Friday. Okay. All right, so we can just create some words and attribute them to the substrate. I actually do have a little bit of an idea. So our Boreal region, this one, is going to be inhabited. I'll get back to the map. Is going to be inhabited by speakers of a group of languages that are unrelated to the call languages. What if at one time these languages spread over a much broader area and they form the pre-call substrate of this part of the continent? That would be kind of cool. So we could have a very, very early form of whatever this language family is here as the substrate for a lot of the place names in the Eustamia region. Whoa, Ninix is saying Control-Alt-0 gets rid of formatting. I want to test this out. This is where I just learn things. You just changed my life. Thank you. I don't know. If I were wearing a hat, I would doff it because that is enormous. Okay. You know what I'd like to do? I'd kind of like to play with just a little naming language for this pre-call, this substrate language. Would you like to play a little bit with that? Then we can use some of them to make names that we'll then adapt into protocol, and then they'll get put through their sound changes and everything. Let's go back into the BRI sheet. Do you remember our little game? Our little random number generator? We have 199 languages here. Let's take some inspiration from one or two phonologically. We can use that as the basis of the pre-call. Okay, whoa, some people have been thinking about pre-call already. This is interesting. Okay. Let's let randomness and your planning collide. So I want to put in a little random number generator. Random number generator. What did we use before? Between 1 and 199. So the stew that's going to make up stew, not soup. The stew that's going to make up this language is going to consist of Sotten's clusters, ship's idea for pre-call phonology, and whatever we come up with randomly. And why don't we just make a new spreadsheet here, and we can call this pre-call yeah, it's going to be adapted into the protocol phonology, which is going to be different. We can get that up on screen as well. But let's just generate let's generate something for consonants, something for vowels. So for consonants, we have 147 Persian. Interesting. And for vowels, we have 73 Irish. Okay. All right. That works. Persian and Irish. That's a very strange and not entirely unrelated combination. In fact, not at all unrelated. So, Persian consonants. Sorry, we got to get this up to stream size. Persian consonants, Irish vowels. So, Irish vowels are just 5 vowel system with long and short. Okay. Yeah, Perso-Irish. Imagine that. Salt saying Irish vowels are a mess. I don't know. But how so? How are Irish vowels more than that? I mean, you have a few diphthongs as well, ia and ua, but I'm curious to know where you find the complication. Yeah. So there are some marginal nasal vowels, sure. But other than that, oh, and schwa. Oh, come on, schwa. Come on. You think I'd forget about schwa? Schwa is just the neutralization of all other vowels in unstressed position. Okay, well, yeah, the other thing is we can have multiple pre-calls. I mean, we have a whole history to fill out here, so we're not going to have to lack what's it called? Languages. If schwa, okay, so here's let's talk a little bit of an aside. Irish phonology. Okay, yes, it's true that there are marginally contrastive nasal vowels, but not always, and some people don't agree. Fine. But schwa I will not count as a separate vowel because it's restricted in where it appears. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't have the same status. So schwa, okay, fine, off in the corner where you're only allowed to exist if you're unstressed. I don't really consider things that can only exist in unstressed syllables as part of the language's core vowel inventory, but your mileage may vary on that. There are the on and off glides, which are part of the consonant system, not part of the vowel system, although they show up on the vowel, but I don't think you can really analyze them as being on the vowel. And so those are the on and off glides. And then the v, so the slender, okay, so the glides of the consonantal glide, that's not part of the vowel system though. Anyway, we shouldn't go too far down because we're supposed to be making place names. But I think I will stand by my slightly simplified analysis of Irish. Yeah. So if we want, we would have A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, and then we would have schwa in unstressed syllables. Where's my IPA keyboard? I've been away for too long. It's not up. It's usually up. Okay. A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, schwa. We have some vowels, some diphthongs, ia, ua. We have some off-gliding diphthongs. Yeah, I mean, I guess it, it does depend on how you want to analyze it. Jack saying, embark on the journey of reconstructing proto-world. Oh, don't tempt me. So we have the Irish vowels. Let's see what Wikipedia considers Irish phonology. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. Nasal vowels. For some speakers, minimal pairs between nasal and oral vowels, which exist. So this is where it kind of comes down to your analysis, because if you still have this nasalized semivowel in your representation, which you kind of need for the lenition, then you won't have nasal vowels, because that will be represented somewhere in another way. It all depends on where you want to put that information. I'm being a bit vague here. I apologize. This is off topic. Yeah. Let's go to Persian phonology, because this I don't know very much about. And let's get some consonants. So what do we have? Pre-call. We have M, N, P, B, T, D, Ch, J. This is going to be interesting because protocol does not have voicing contrast in its obstruents. I don't know. I'm assuming that these are because this is only in some dialects do we have this. Qa, maintained as distinct. So f, says, here I tried to do world building and I'm ending up making a new phonological inventory. How does this happen? Then we have our friends here. I don't know why these are put into the same. Yeah, why are these put into the same cell? Doesn't seem to do with that. On the question of the trill and tap, the flap has a trilled allophone at the beginning of a word, otherwise they contrast between vowels wherein a trill occurs as a result of gemination. Kind of like Spanish. Interesting. I'm still a bit confused as to what's going on here. Is this just saying that velars, whether it's velar or uvular, there's some voiceless dorsal and there's some voiced dorsal? I think that's what it's saying. And then h. Then we have ra. And we can feel free to sort of mess with this as we go. I just want to get something. And I need an extra column here. Yeah, okay, yeah, Sodden. I think we're on the same page there. Did protocol have uvular sounds? Let's look up protocol. Yeah, to answer your question, yes, it did. Call languages. Opening it up. This spreadsheet is a mess, by the way. So the proto language. Here's the No. I was wrong. The proto-language did not have uvulars. Those came in with eustamia. They came in from the labialized velars, which is kind of weird, but I kind of like it. I don't know. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting. So say we have something like pagina in pre-call. How is this going to be adapted into protocol? Oops. I just wanted a little arrow. Well, p is fine, a is fine. But there's no je. So I think our best option would be pasana. So something like pagina would turn into pasana. May I intervene and Queno saying yeah? That's also another option. So pasana or payana. What's another thing we could do if we had maybe something like ro roslam. Actually, let's schwa that roslam. How would we get this? Maybe as something like ro salam. Because protocol has pretty strict CV structure. So ro salama. Roslem sounds like a place. Yeah, I don't know. It just has that vibe. Roslem in Jerusalem. So we might have payana or pasana, chosalama. Maybe something like I'm explicitly trying to get stuff that doesn't work that well in call. What about hurvash. How would we adapt that? Maybe something like hurvash hulaf hulafasa. Something like this. So we end up getting a lot of these schwa, which are going to get messed with in the daughter languages. So that's going to be fun. Oh, it's 4. Heavens to Betsy. Well, I don't know if we accomplished all of our goals of making place names. I apologize. I got a little bit off track. But why don't we put this down for now? We will return and we will advance. Is there anything I need to tell you before we go? Well, I want to tell you thank you. YouTube, especially you. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be able to hang out with you. And this is YouTube, the chat, both of you. All good. Okay. So, I saw Sawton reminded me. I need to go look at the Satonic sheet. We can't leave yet. We can't leave. We got to open up the Satonic sheet. This hasn't really been made public yet, so don't look. But we have some Satonic roots. So for those of you who don't know, Satonic is a language family that exists. And I want to show you where it's spoken. Satonic is spoken somewhere in this gigantic Himalayan style mountain range. This is amazing. Pre-Proto-Satonic owl becomes Uve, a speaker of the Satonic language Uvzutur. Kiken, Kiker. Oh, I'm excited. Soton becoming Sutur. Colin becoming Kulir. Gorrie becoming Gruri. This is exciting. Soton, as always. These English R's, these are exciting as well. Birai becoming Birai. Birai. Foreigners from the desert in the north, which are the Birai speakers. Saharsatur. I don't remember what is this H? Yeah, this is this. Okay, I don't want to reveal too much about this because there's too much to say. It's going to come out in a video at some point soon-ish. So, okay. Now we'll leave it there. I want to just thank you again for coming. I've rambled. You can tell it's at the end of the stream and I'm getting a bit loopy. But thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure. We will see you next time, YouTube. And until then, just keep doing what you're doing. Really, it's good stuff. Okay, until next time. Okay. Yeah, this was fun. I'm very proud of what we worked on today. I will be updating the wiki with this information. If you have things that you want to contribute, let me know. If you're the kind of person who makes PRs to things, you can make a PR to the repo. There's a link in the actual wiki itself. Otherwise, just come on the Discord and tell us there. All right. Thank you, everyone. This has been a lot of fun. We will see you next time. Where's the thing that lets me turn this off? There it is. Okay. See you next time.